Okay, the technical issue has been resolved. Now we are on Zoom. So on Facebook. So we got everything set up so we can start. Good, thank you. Okay, good. Thank you for setting this up. That was wonderful. Okay, wow, that's really wonderful. Okay, we can start our webinar today. Now, today we're going to talk about one very, very simple topic. What's worst food that will spike your cholesterol? And really, is it you eating all the time? A lot of people don't realize that. You're absolutely right. A lot of people just keep eating this bad food with high cholesterol that will able to elevate LDL cholesterol, and that eventually block your heart. So today, this is our major topic to help you to better understand what is this mean and why you gotta really have to better selection of your food, so that way you won't get into the trap and getting a lot of LDL cholesterol elevated, and that result you're gonna get long-term health issues. So shall we start? Okay, so today we'll talk about what is cholesterol first, and then why high cholesterol is a problem. And high cholesterol mainly talk about LDL cholesterol, not necessarily being HDL cholesterol, because that is high is better for you. And I explain what is the reason and why diet influence the cholesterol and how can low sugar help you. And today the topic, that's what it is. But net result, if you know about it, then you start aware, so you start taking less of this cholesterol food. Now, I saw a lot of people today in our webinar. I didn't know them, and many of them I'm not sure. They probably come from USA, Southeast Asia, and I thought that we always need to help them to catch up all the basic knowledge. And basically, if you are going to from no issue to diabetic, you should go 4 stage. And the first stage is when your LDL cholesterol goes up and damage your B cells that coming from the pancreas. B cells will take sugar into the cells. When B cells damage, more and more B cells come out, but doesn't work. So sugar start building up in the bloodstream. Then when your LDL cholesterol and sugar mix together, the problem comes because the blood becomes thick. When blood becomes thick, you know what? Then you have plaques forming all over the vessel wall. Wow, that is a problem. Very quickly, you move yourself to stage 2, because when the plaque forming all vessel wall, your vessel become more narrow, less space, then your blood pressure will start going up. Now, keep in mind, with this problem, you don't feel anything yet. You just feel blood pressure going up. You don't feel nothing. Matter of fact, it's a silent killer at the end of the day. So you keep the same old lifestyle, no change. Very quickly, you move to stage 3, which is now your blood sugar going up, and you will start forming more problem coming down. The doctor will be all over the world measure the same thing. How are you doing with your sugar? They will check what they call an HbA1c. Now, what HbA1c is, they measure the amount of sugar percentage attached to your hemoglobin. It's a red blood cell, hemoglobin. If you're 5.7 and below, you're a normal person. If you're 5.7 to 6.4, now you're pre-diabetic. You're pre-diabetic, you basically have no medication. The doctor will tell you, hey, Mr. So-and-so, you are now pre-diabetic. You have to watch your health. You have to change your diet, low carbs. You have to exercise, lower your weight, and, really keep checking how it goes, because if you move to 6.4, you become a diabetic. Unfortunately, majority of people will not understand that, because you have no sign and symptom. You have no pain, nothing. All you have to do is really need to motivate yourself to change your lifestyle. However, majority of people don't understand. This is where low sugar tea will come in to help you, because when you start drinking low sugar tea during the pre-diabetic stage, you will continue to move your blood sugar back to 5.7, which is you need to do. But if you don't do that, you continue to move on. In 2 to 3 years, you will be basically about 6.4. You'll be convert, become a diabetic. Once you become a diabetic, you can come back. So that is the simple thing. Now, people even have beyond 6.4, even the A1C go as high as 10 and above. Many of these customers, if they really start drinking low sugar tea, they can also bring back the A1C back to about 6 or 5.7. The range is around there, 5.7, 6. We saw many customers having that benefit. However, you need to do it. You don't do it, you don't get that. But you don't do anything, you know what? You don't change your lifestyle because it takes time to change lifestyle, get these things. Eat the right diet and lower your weight, and then eat low carb. Your A1C will be continue marching up there if you don't change, and will eventually you over 6.4 and continue to go up. Even you add medication, it's still going to go up. So that's why it's a real issue. This is something that you need to look at this 4 stage. Where you at, you need to act to do something about it. Now, we talk about low sugar tea, why housework. Low sugar tea has only 2 things in there. One is called guava leaves. Guava leaves actually help to delay absorption of sugar entering your bloodstream. So you less sugar into the bloodstream. Then you have another item called bitter melon, which is increased insulin sensitivity, so they will get back the sugar into the cells. So you have fuel to start moving and energy and so forth. But wonderful thing about bitter melon is they also dump off your excess sugar, the cholesterol, and salt out of the urine. Once that get out, you know what? Your blood pressure comes down. So what low sugar tea will help you is continue to lower your 3 high, but you keep going to drink it. And that's why the wonderful benefit of low sugar tea. Now, we don't want to just you to drink low sugar alone, because we'll also teach you about low carb diet, low fat diet, and we have 330 plus YouTube lecture can help you that. We'll also show you how to exercise 8 to 10,000 steps a day. And also we'll teach you how to lower your weight. If your BMI 30, how to get down to 23. We have weekly webinar. It's free of charge for you to listen. And also teach you how to measure blood sugar, tracking your exercise, tracking your diet, and then able to give you the whole system to be able to get you from A1C, if you're 10, go down 5.7 or whatever range you are in. So our goal is to help you to lower your A1C back to 5.7. Now, majority of my customers are all, many of them gone down to 6 to 5.7. A lot of them, if they are dedicated to drink low sugar tea, and that is the key. So let's talk about what is cholesterol. We'll try to understand. Now, today we're going to focus 2 topics. One, the HDL cholesterol. Now, HDL cholesterol is so important for you to increase. So you have to, for example, in the state, your HDL cholesterol has to be higher, 40 to 60 or plus milligram per deal. In Hong Kong or Asia or England, you have to at least over 1.1 or to 1.55 millimole per liter, higher than that. So then you have all the benefit to possibly lower your LDL. But LDL cholesterol is not to get you go up, it's going down. That's considered bad cholesterol. And you're going to have at least in US less than 100 milligram per deal. In Hong Kong or other places, you have to have at least lower than 2.6 millimole per liter. So imagine the number, 2.6 millimole per liter for LDL lower, or 100 milligram per deal for US LDL lower. HDL has to be higher. So keep that in mind, and we'll further explain what that mean to you. Now, what is cholesterol? First of all, cholesterol is really a fatty substance that is it's very important in the blood system. It's a waxy-like substance that is actually for the cell. And you need to have that, okay? Cholesterol is not bad because you need to have that. However, cholesterol, bloodstream via the lipoprotein, such as low-density lipoprotein, which is called the LDL cholesterol. Now, these are the so-called bad cholesterol because when it elevated, it starts forming plaque throughout your vessels. Now, that is a bad system because you're going to get plaques all over your vessels. Eventually, you'll plug up your artery, your brain, and you might get a stroke down the road, or heart attack, or damaged kidney. That is come from the LDL cholesterol. Now, the HDL cholesterol is called good cholesterol because it helps to remove the LDL cholesterol out of the system. And so net result, if you LDL cholesterol removed, then you lower the risk of heart attack. Simple as that. So always try to increase the HDL cholesterol and lower the bad cholesterol, which is the LDL. And that is the key message you got to remember. It's very simple. So now, cholesterol, how it really affects your health and also your blood sugar. Now, cholesterol is actually important, as I mentioned. It's really important to construct the cell membrane, give you hormone, create vitamin D. However, the LDL cholesterol, actually, when accumulated, it forms plaques everywhere, then you have end up a arteriosclerosis. In other words, your vessel become more narrow while the fat's around. So you will now get less blood going through, event gets all blocked up. You will actually potentially, if you on your heart, it blocked with your heart, you blood never go through to those certain areas of the heart muscle, you get a heart attack and you die. So, very important, you must maintain a healthy cholesterol level, prevent any other disease like heart, cardiac stroke, or kidney issue. All that will be mainly has to lower the LDL cholesterol. Now, also, if you have high insulin resistance, most likely in type 2 diabetic, that most likely also have high LDL cholesterol because when high LDL cholesterol, most likely blood sugar is also high. Net result, you also increase your heart attack. Remember, the sugar and LDL cholesterol mixed together, the blood become very thick and plug out everything. That is the problem, which we just talked about earlier a few slides ago. So, very important, continue to lower your LDL cholesterol. If not, your health issue might be there. So, how the food that will spike your cholesterol? And that's something that we need to examine now. What causes the high LDL cholesterol? Many of them is actually caused by food. Okay, first of all, you really need to start forming the idea you don't want to eat a lot of trans fat because trans fat is a silent killer. Now, where trans fat found is actually found in many processing snacks, margarine, fast food, like hot dog and that kind of stuff. So you need to really cut that down. If you don't, your trans fat is going to form, increase, though LDL cholesterol continue goes up, and also decrease the HDL cholesterol. In other words, if you eat a lot of trans fat food, your LDL cholesterol goes up, your HDL cholesterol goes down, then net result, you're going to get a lot of inflammation in the vessels because all the plaques are forming, and net result, you actually get a lot of inflammation, and eventually you're going to end up with a heart attack. So this is why you don't want to eat any trans fat. I think a lot of people knows that now. So it's important you need to basically control the food. But then there's animal fat, which a lot of people don't know. And you need to really find out that red meat, like beef, pork, full of fat, dairy, cheese, butter, poultry, like chicken skin, for example, it really can affect your health because what it does is all the red meat and things like that, chicken skin, it actually increased LDL cholesterol when you start taking it. And consequently, it's the same thing. You actually increase the heart attack possibly because you start forming plaques everywhere to plug up, and eventually once it plug up, you know what? The blood cannot go through, your heart stop, you die. Okay, that's very simple, right? So really also people don't even realize they say, hey, I don't eat red meat, but I eat a lot of plant food. I eat coconut oil. Hey man, think about it. Because although they are plant, but they also have what they call a plant fat, rich plant fats like coconut oil, palm oil, coconut milk. So those are things that you really have to erase and don't take that. And really, again, is affect your health. LDL cholesterol goes up again, basically due to your plant-based oil. The consequences are the same, where you can all the plugs on here, blood cannot get through, your heart's potentially stop because blood doesn't go through. Then you talk about processed food. Now, this is really a issue that a lot of people don't realize. You have bacon, sausage, hot dog, deli meat. Wow, all those things is apparently you might eat a lot of pizza. These are stuff right there. And so if you have that, you both have all the things that with saturated fat and sodium, same issue occur. Again, all the cholesterol goes up, blocking all your vessel, you would die. So those items, hey man, you gotta take it easy, not to eat too often, too much. Eventually, might hurt you in big time. Okay, so cut that off. So really, at the end of the day, why you say, hey, why I have to worry about heart health? Because LDL cholesterol, remember, it forms plaques everywhere here. Okay, remember, and then that result, and all these about sugar, triglyceride, all the cakes you eat, all the vessel, you basically are blocking all this. Remember this thing, this cholesterol here, LDL cholesterol. Net result, you are now forming plaques everywhere. And when that build up, also usually HDL cholesterol will help you clear it up. But when you have too much, the HDL cholesterol can't do anymore, then your heart has a basically possibility of a heart attack. And also importantly is the diet taking, the fat you're taking, also you increase the LDL cholesterol and lower the HDL cholesterol. So look, remember, HDL cholesterol is take the LDL cholesterol away. So when it's so much LDL cholesterol, then make the cholesterol making real hard, then that result will be difficult for them to and that result you will be able to make sure you don't want to get plaque forming all over the place, which narrow your artery. This is something that you must remember. And that is a key you want to really continue to work on to lower your LDL cholesterol. Don't want to get plaques everywhere and narrow your vessels. Remember these vessels, you don't want to narrow this. So net result, you don't want to block artery because we block the artery, you will risk of heart attack and stroke. And also eventually, if that is really totally blocked, heart is not going to get those blood nutrition, you die. Okay. So that's the reason why it's so important to make sure that you're healthy, good cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, high HDL cholesterol, and low LDL cholesterol. So really conclusion, the health risk if you're high HDL, low HDL cholesterol, high LDL cholesterol, you're going to end up with cardiovascular disease. That's the biggest problem. You're going to heart attack. Plus, you have what they call all the arteries throughout the body. It's called peripheral artery disease, meaning the arteries start getting plaques everywhere. Plus, you might lock up your kidney, so you get chronic kidney disease. Plus, the high blood pressure you can have, you will end up potentially a stroke. Plus, at the end of the day, also have will affect the pancreas. It's called pancreatitis. All these are conclusion of healthy risk of high LDL cholesterol, and your HDL cholesterol most likely will go down. So more importantly, you have to continue to drive the LDL cholesterol down to less than 100 milligram per deal, and then or in Hong Kong will be under 2.6. Okay, so this is something minimal per liter that which you continue to work on. Now, on the other hand, high cholesterol usually no symptom, but if you get so high, you gotta get a heart attack. And a lot of times this is called the silent killer. Okay. Now, however, then you have some issue when your cholesterol is so high. There's tendon xanthomata, which the cholesterol deposit start getting swelling to your knee, the knuckles. And so you can start seeing this picture. This is the reason when your cholesterol are so high as the exhibit outside the skin, all the cholesterol deposits get to here. And then another one, if you have xanthal xanthalamazole. And so this yellow lump cholesterol all accumulate on the eye nearby eyelids area, and that you can see. So if you have that, you gotta see doctors to help them to lower this cholesterol. Or your basic oculus silensis is a pale white, like a ring of the part of the eye. Now you see any of your relatives or your friends have this kind of issue, what you gonna do? You have to ask them to go see doctor, because you really need medication to help you to control your cholesterol. Hopefully this can be, resolved better and improve your heart. But this chart here, you can take a picture, but I thought maybe the best to look at is right here, because LDL cholesterol must be less than 100 milligram per dil, or less than 2.6 millimole per liter. Now, this is very important, because as you move on beyond 20 years old, you still have to continue to monitor this, because this is your goal. You need to look at that. Now, HDL cholesterol, you have to greater than 40/60, and basically, you have to be 1 to 1.5 millimole per liter. So this is your goal. So you should take a picture, and so you know that is your goal to continue to move forward in life. When you look at, where's my cholesterol? If anything, for example, your cholesterol more than 2.6 millimole per liter or 100 milligram per dil, then you really got to watch. From diet to exercise, maybe drug therapy, you got to do that. Continue drive your HDL cholesterol to go up also, not only lower the LDL cholesterol. Okay, so I will suggest you need to look at that. Make sure that this two figure is the key to keep your heart healthy. Okay, so now my question is, how do you support your better cholesterol level? Okay, so really at the end of the day, what I'm trying to drive at is continue to lower LDL cholesterol, drive HDL cholesterol. Is really, you have to take a lot of soluble fiber rich food. So what is that? Meaning that you have to really able to remove the body, all the cholesterol, and then you gotta able to have the LDL cholesterol continue to go down. So what kind of food you can eat? Like oats, barley, beans, fruits, apple. These are the food to continue to help you to lower the LDL cholesterol. So that is something that you gotta continue to do. And also you take a lot of oats, barley, beans, and fruits. It help you to a digestive system, also give you better gut health. Like with all that, is also help you with constipation, for example. Also, one more good stuff, it help you control your blood sugar level. For people who are pre-diabetic, diabetes, that will be very good to eat a lot of fiber-rich food. And plus, because of fiber-rich food, this food take time to digest. It doesn't spike your blood sugar. So those are good stuff that you want to take, right? So that one item you need to do. The second item is you really need to take a lot of called omega-3 fatty acid food. What is that? Because when you have a lot of healthy fats, you will help to lower your LDL cholesterol and raise HDL cholesterol. So the American Association said you got to take a lot of fish, at least 2 servings for fish each week. What are these fish? They're like salmon, sardine, and also you can do flaxseed, chia seed, walnuts, and you have to take fish oil supplement. That would become very important, because omega-3 also reduce blood clot, and the blood clot will be helped to actually by induce you to get heart attack, and also get inflammation of the vessels, and then maybe as you have clots form there, it might block the brain blood going through the brain, then you might get a stroke. All that is important to make sure you have better health. So very important. You have to take more omega-3 fatty acid They come from mainly fish. I mean, a lot of big fish, and also the nuts like chia seed and walnuts. Take more of those. Now, also you have to take more of monounsaturated fats. Well, what is that? Basically, this healthy fats can lower LDL cholesterol and again boost HDL cholesterol, and also reduce inflammation of the body or the vessel. So where do you find that? Olive oil. Ah, my goodness. When you cook, you got to make sure you cook lots with olive oil. And you can take a lot of nuts like almond nut, cashew nuts, seeds, pumpkin seed. And at the end of the day, after dinner, take dark chocolate. That will be very healthy for you. Because with that, you are replacement all the bad fats. And then you will able to decrease the LDL cholesterol, but increase HDL cholesterol. And again, support your heart, brains, and then you will also help to control your blood sugar also. Now, all this is all by food, right? Right? And there is also a thing called plant steroids. Now, what is that? Is actually a natural compound, actually can help lower LDL cholesterol and block the absorption of LDL into the system of the intestine. And how do you find that? Basically, they found vegetables like fruits, whole grain, nuts, seed, and fortified foods. Again, this will help you to lower your LDL cholesterol and support your heart health and also give you a real balanced diet. So when you buy food, very important, you have to look at what is the cholesterol level there. Is there saturated fats or trans fat, things like that. So you got to look. You don't want to eat food with a lot of good stuff, okay? So I have a chart here, which is kind of good to show you what is the monounsaturated fat will do, like olive oil. What it does is lower your LDL cholesterol, raise HDL cholesterol, and then it decrease inflammatory and support your heart. Omega, where you find that, mainly from salmon, walnuts, and stuff like that, lower LDL cholesterol, and also raise HDL, lower LDL triglyceride. And again, it all support your heart, brain, and joint health. Now, plant steroids, basically, for example, when you have a whole grain, block LDL cholesterol absorption in the intestine, again, it helps to lower cholesterol and support your heart health. Fiber, important, which is come from oats, beans, apple, seed, and also it binds the LDL cholesterol and then with all the fibers, and then remove it from the body. And then definitely improve your digestion, and because of the fiber, better bowel movement, regulate blood sugar. Then trans fat, which is not to take, because these are the fried food, French fry, things like that, which is unhealthy for you. That's why if you go to McDonald's, you got to cut that off. And what it does is raise LDL cholesterol, lower the HDL cholesterol, all are bad stuff, and increase the chance of heart attack. You don't want to eat a lot of saturated fat, which is from red meat, full of fat diary, and then you raise the LDL cholesterol again, and then you end up, if you take a lot of that, you're going to hurt your heart and your body system. So you should really make sure if you want to eat a lot of red meat, you got to eat very little, or try to stay away from that, eat more fish. That will be a summary of what we're trying to do just now. So if you want to take a picture, you do, and so you can able to understand that. So every day when you eat, you really got to start planning your diet, because if not, you just don't really understand what you're eating or what you consume. Because when you eat, or when you start getting a cholesterol issue, you should talk to a doctor, your healthcare provider. Maybe you can also personalize the cholesterol you need, a food you intake. Know about it. You can look at all the many websites. There's so many recipe now to help you lower your LDL cholesterol type of food and give you very nutrition. Even on a busy day, you can able to get information, get healthy recipe to plan your food, and you got to do that. So even though you try a little bit and sometimes you make some mistake, that's okay, but it's just one or two. But important to continue to try food, give you long-term benefit if you good better health, plus you can continue to take food that is like lower LDL cholesterol, not to add on to it. Like for example, not too much in McDonald's, go less on French fry and things like that to help you out. And very important. Now, certainly drinking those shoot does help because those shoot actually will lower your cholesterol because they have inside that bitter melon, which active ingredient of shooty will continue lower cholesterol and also lower your blood sugar and lower your salt. So your 3 high will be lower to help you out. So net result, if you can lower your blood sugar, lower cholesterol, LDL cholesterol especially, and your blood pressure, most likely you will be very healthy. So once you get the 3 high under control, if you go move on and you start changing your lifestyle now, that's important. You have to change your lifestyle. Now, a lot of people don't realize you change your lifestyle, it doesn't take one day. It takes months, like 6 months to a year to start changing your lifestyle, meaning that you really got to eat low carb diet, low fat diet, take down the sugar. Every time you read your food intake, you have to look at the label, make sure that it's not too much carbs, fat, not saturated fat, things like that. You have to read and keep eating those products. But you got to get a habit. On top of that, you got to start losing your weight. I used to be 220 pounds. I lost it all the way to 195 and continue still have to get it to 180. That's my final goal. I will get it to 190 and on. But those take years, 2 years, not only short time. So keep that in mind. All that will take time. Changing a lifestyle does take time. Besides lowering weight, you'll get your exercise going. And that is the harder one. Because a lot of people start off as, okay, I walk 15 minutes, that's it done. But you don't continue. You have to work every 15 minutes, move to 20 minutes, move to half an hour, move to 45 minutes, eventually reach 1 hour. All those take time to build up. So you also need to work on that to ensure you can able to meet those goals. So you can able to exercise. So now you lower your blood sugar by getting better diet, lower cholesterol, better go your diet. You're going to lose your weight. You also need to do exercise, your BMI going down. Plus now you got to monitor all that. You know, where you can monitor your weight daily or every other day. You have to monitor the food you take. If you take blood sugar, you're able to write it down also. Net result, all this will be part of your routine to keep yourself healthy. If you can monitor it, you are able to see, I'm really getting up my weight up. You have the motivation to drive it back down. You don't monitor it, well, you don't know where you are at, right? If your blood sugar, same thing. Your blood sugar continue to march up, you now know, hey, I better start cutting down my carbs. I used to eat 3 ice cream. Hey, I can't do this anymore. I eat ice cream is only a little occasion, happiness, maybe a quarter of the ice cream. That is the kind of things that eventually you have to do. Net result, you still can enjoy, but in small quantities. So net result, you start changing your lifestyle. Eventually, you'll find, wow, I've become much healthier because when my pound weight went down to less than 10%, my A1C dropped 1 point. My also blood pressure dropped down to the normal level, so I have less chances to get heart attack and things like that. Now you are actually in better territory. So net result is so important. You continue to monitor your activities. So now, in conclusion today, now you learn about a lot of LDL cholesterol, HDL cholesterol. What you gotta do is you have to avoid food in high trans and saturated fat, like French fry, red meat. Now, if you cut down all that, I'm pretty sure your cholesterol will be, the LDL cholesterol will be improved. You're getting down. You gotta recognize which food that raise LDL cholesterol, like what? Red meat, hot dog, that kind of food, that which will be increase the LDL cholesterol. If your LDL cholesterol is continue to be high, in our 3 to 4 and 5 range, you have very high chance of heart attack. And then because the plaques are formed throughout your heart with all the artery and your brain, the part of your brain. So those are things that you want to be avoid and make sure you're healthy. And you now know, wow, I have to eat more fiber like oats, beans, which lower my LDL cholesterol and to aim 5 to 10 grams daily to eat all these things so you can able to lower your LDL cholesterol. Plus, I need to increase my omega-3, like I eat a lot more fish, like salmon, and also monounsaturated fat, like olive oil. I cook only with olive oil now. So that way, you also improve your potential, your heart health. And also, you need to make really every time I buy food, I have to look at the label, whether that, wow, what's my, is it a lot of trans fat, a lot of saturated fat, and the carbs. Wow, this is 40-gram carbs. Do I want to buy this or want to buy a 6 or 1 gram carbs product? Certainly, the 1 gram carbs is better. A lot of time, look at cereal. I was scared. Sometimes I said, wow, this thing is 70 grams of sugar. Take that away. That's what you want to do. Don't take that. You take the 1 to 7 gram stuff that make you a lot more healthy. By the way, it tastes about the same because they have nuts in there. There are all the good stuff in there. Actually, when it tastes it, as much as good, but just not so sweet. So you have to start planning a meal, the things you eat, combined with a healthy diet. And plus, one more thing very important, you have to exercise, lower your weight, then end up, you have changed your lifestyle, you're much healthier, and eventually you'll be really ready to go, continue life, understanding what you want to do, and be healthy. And you will not get heart attack, you will not get stroke. Hey, as your grandchildren, even you're 90 years old. Isn't that wonderful? That's what you got to do. So anyway, in case you have any question, do write to me, Andy, ANDY, at WAHFONG.com, Andy@wafong.com. Or you can call us in WhatsApp, is 852-679-2891. 852-6792-8891. Or call 852-301-5644. So basically, this is what you got to do. If you have any question, a lot of people actually write to me and I will get back to them if you have any question. But more important, what we gave you is a very good concept. So you are able, empower you to manage, to continue to move yourself to good health. And you give you the awareness now, you know that you're not going to eat a lot of red meat, chicken skin, that kind of stuff, fats. You need to start looking at that to make sure that you enough exercise, continue to control your diet, and basically lower your weight. And that result, you will continue moving, your lifestyle change to become much more healthy. So today webinar is hope that you can get some good information to help you to basically move on to better health. Because once you change your lifestyle, understand that, and can start moving into the right direction, which take time for you to get used to. Once you get that, you'll find so much better. You'll find that, wow, I'm become healthier. And the chances for you to get heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, and much less. And less medication. And so net result, you'll be in good health and live much longer life. And that's what we're trying to do. And that's my mission, to empower you to get better health. And drink low shuti is important. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time spending with me. Understand, what is LDL cholesterol, how to lower LDL cholesterol, how to increase HDL cholesterol, and that result, you become healthier. Okay, thank you again. I'm looking forward to work with you again next week and continue to have good webinar to help you to better understand your health and hopefully you live longer. Take care. Bye-bye.